Yo, what is up guys? Anthony here, back with another video, and in today's video everyone, we are going to be starting our Alchemy Stars series here on the channel. So if you are interested, feel free to stick around, and if you are new here to the channel, make sure to subscribe as I will be posting a ton of Alchemy Stars from here on out. But anyways, in today's video we are going to be overviewing the skill set of Beryl, the newest 6-star Aurorian to be revealed here on the Alchemy Stars Twitter. Now we'll toss up her skills here in just a moment, and we'll be comparing her as well to the other force type detonators, as she of course is one. So we are having two force detonators back to back in Hero and in Beryl, so it'll be pretty interesting to compare the two, as they are both 6 stars, and we do have the mention of Arya, the 5-star detonator, as well. So without any further ado, let's get started here with the video, and I'll toss up Beryl's skills on the screen right now so we can preview them. So of course we do have Beryl up on the screen right now. As you can see, she's a force type detonator. We do have the active skill here. Deals 300% damage to all enemies on the screen one time. The fewer the number of enemies on the board, the greater the damage dealt. So of course she'll benefit more from having less enemies on the board, in which she'll deal more damage. We do have damage can multiply by up to 1.6, marks the current position after this skill is cast. If the equipment skill is triggered this round, generates crystals. The equipment skill is also triggered one time at the marked location. Next up here, we do have the chain combo Hidden Bloom. 3 chain deals 145% damage to one surrounding cluster. 9 chain here deals 160% damage to 12 tiles in a diamond shape, and the 13 chain here deals 165% damage to 16 tiles in a radial shape. A member of the True Order with control of the powerful skill Crystal Domain. Using this power significantly alters her mental state, rendering her distant and silent. So there is the skill set of Beryl. Overall, she does seem pretty promising. Now, we don't have the information, of course, on her equipment, but the active skill here does seem to be pretty decent if she does have a lower amount of enemies on the board. Of course, she will deal the additional damage. We do have the damage can be multiplied by up to a 1.6 factor, and we do have the chain combo numbers here. So we can compare these to the other force type detonators in the game. Honestly, it's kind of weird they did decide to go with 2 force detonator 6 stars back to back. So let's go into the Aurorian archive here, as I do have the 2 other force type detonators in Hero and Arya at A3. So let's check them out here in my Aurorian inventory. We do have Hero here first up with the skills here. As you can see, of course, Hero's active skill converts any 2 chosen tiles to enhanced green tiles and deals 200% damage to enemies in a cross shape to the maximum range. As for the chain combo here, we do have deals 160% damage to one surrounding cluster, deals 165% damage to 12 tiles in a diamond shape, and for the 12 chain combo here, we do have deals 170% damage to 2 surrounding clusters. As for the equipment skills, of course, we don't have the equipment skills for Beryl, so we couldn't really compare the two. But as for the chain combos, I would say Beryl is pretty decent, as she does deal 145% damage on the 3 chain. As for the 9 chain, she does have 160% damage, and the 13 chain 165% damage. So overall, I would say Hero is probably better in the damage aspect, but of course we don't have the information on Beryl's equipment, so it's kind of hard to compare the two with the final damage numbers, since we don't have Beryl's equipment revealed on the skills here on the Alchemy Stars Twitter page. But it's safe to say within just the chain combo, Hero seems to be the superior damage dealer. Now, of course, Beryl on the active skill does deal 300% damage to all enemies on the screen, and of course the additional damage up to a factor of 1.6 if there are lesser enemies. So I wouldn't say Beryl is bad at all. As I said multiple amounts of times, we don't have the information on her equipment, but if you do have Hero by any chance, as of course she's been out for a while now, then maybe consider summoning for Beryl, as she could fill in the 6-star Aurorian slots if you did get unlucky with Hero. Now, next up here, we are going to be comparing the numbers on the chain combo to Arya, the force type 5-star detonator. As you can see, I do have her A3 on the screen, So here is the skill set of Arya. Of course, many of you have probably seen this already. As for the chain combo here, we'll be skipping over the active skill. We do have the combo of 2 here, which deals 160% damage to one surrounding cluster. Of course, she does have the magic sword as well. For the 8 combo, we do have deals 165% damage, and a D12 deals 175% damage. So overall, of course, Arya does seem to be having more damage based on the chain combo alone compared to Beryl, but I have a slight feeling that the equipment for Beryl will play a huge factor in her damage, so I wouldn't put her out just yet as a detonator, as I have seen a few kind of bashing her based on the lower percentage on the chain combo. So I would just honestly wait and see with the equipment if Beryl is totally worth it, as the equipment of course does play a huge factor in the units. As you can see, Arya's equipment here, we do have when controlling the magic sword, normal attacks will penetrate through enemies, dealing 40% damage to the target 1 tile behind the enemy. So without this information on Beryl's equipment, we can't really put a huge grade on her just yet. Overall, she does seem pretty promising. Of course, the lower percentage damage here on the chain combo, but I definitely wouldn't rule her out yet of being a good detonator here for your forest type squad. She is a 6-star after all, so I would expect them to give her a decent amount of power. So that pretty much is all of the information we do have as of now on Beryl. Basically, she's a 6-star forest type detonator. She does have an AoE on her active skill, so it will help in picking off those enemies across the board. Let's say with the active skill, she will deal 300% damage to all enemies on the screen, and of course with the lower amounts of enemies on the board, she will deal a greater amount of damage. Once more, the chain combo here, the 3 chain deals 145% damage to one surrounding cluster. The 9 chain here deals 160% damage to 12 tiles in a diamond shape, and the 13 chain deals 165% damage to 16 tiles in a radial shape. So a ton of tiles here covering the 9 and 13 chain, and with the lower percent of damage here on the chain combo, I wouldn't rule her out just yet, as I did say before, as we don't have the information on her equipment. Of course, the equipment skill, as seen in the active skill portion towards the bottom, we do have if the equipment skill is triggered this round, it generates crystals. The equipment skill is also triggered 1 time at the marked location. So we'll have to see how these crystals do deal with Beryl and how they do affect her damage overall. So overall, my opinion, I would say Hero and Arya do seem to be the superior damage deal as of now, but I wouldn't be surprised if Beryl does surpass Arya, as of course she's a 6-star unit, and I'm kind of expecting Beryl's equipment to play a huge part in her damage, of course. But overall, there is the overview of Beryl's skill set. Of course, the preview here we did receive on Twitter. Now we'll be overviewing the units in game later on when she is released with the upcoming event, and of course we can run down her equipment overall with the skill sets in mind. So we'll have to wait and see how she does rank amongst the other forest type detonators, but make sure to let me know what you do think of Beryl so far. Overall, she does seem to be a pretty nice looking unit, and she does seem to be pretty promising as well with the AoE on the active skill. Sort of like a sniper, she does deal damage across the entire board with the active, and the chain combo, while lower in the damage percentile, maybe the active skill does make up for it alone with the AoE, and we still have to see what her equipment does apply to her. But anyways, that'll pretty much do it for the first Alchemy Stars video here on my channel. Make sure to let me know what you did think of Beryl overall out of the information we did receive here on the Alchemy Stars Twitter. Now be sure to link the tweet in the description box below if you guys haven't seen it already. But anyways, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like on this one. And of course, if you are interested in more Alchemy Stars content here on the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay notified for more videos here, and of course live streams as well. But with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next Alchemy Stars video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.